Darrell, first of all, everybody wanted you to get a striker. You got one. Tell us a bit about Matty Taylor, what he's like, what he's going to bring to you.
Well, Matty's record speaks for itself. Obviously, he did very well for me at Bristol Rovers, and he's had a really good career. Very surprised to have got him, to be honest with you, but very pleased.
Why surprised?
Well, normally centre forwards that are 1 and 2 for the last 5-6 years at these levels, and for most of his career, to be honest with you, are hard to come by. So obviously our connection helps that, and we're looking forward to linking up with him again. I
saw you said that when he came available on deadline day, was it a matter of once you knew that you were on the phone straight away?
Yeah, but obviously the deadline day we had a. Obviously looking for a centre forward for a while, but I didn't want a young lad, and a lot of centre forwards like your Matty Taylors are very, very hard to come by. So as soon as we seen that Oxford had signed a couple of centre forwards, we seized on that opportunity. So really pleased, and he comes in as a great lad. I know exactly what he brings to the environment, as well as what he does on the pitch. He's well liked in every change rooms he's been in, and obviously his experience will help for what's going to be 19 games left of the season, so still plenty of games to go.
How does he fit into the way you play in your style of football?
Listen, Matty's flexible. Can play as a 9, can play as a front 2. Great movement, fox in the box. Like I said, his record speaks for itself, and he still has that hunger and desire to want to keep working, keep learning, and keep improving.
Does it help as well that obviously you'll know Ellis from his time at Bristol Rovers too? So do those two kind of dovetail quite well?
Well, listen, for me there is that, but also there's the environment in the change room, the culture we set at this football club's a very good change rooms to come in. I'm sure most of the time you interview the lads, they tell you what a good change rooms it is, and everyone's welcome, and as long as their attitude and the training standards and everything that fits what the culture is in the club, the lads will get on with each other.
Was there anything you were looking for that you didn't manage to get over the line?
Yes, and you're never going to always get what you want in the window unless you're Man City, Chelsea and your top hitters. So it was a long day, but every window we've tried to improve. This window's been a frustrating one to a certain extent, but like I said, it's a great bit of business at the end, and sometimes your patience can pay off because it's ever moving. Is the window, the recruitment team do a fantastic job, and if you hold your nerve a little bit in the window on deadline day, you can perhaps come up with a real good signing, which I think Matty Taylor will be.
I suppose that is a big thing for a manager as well, isn't it? Because it's easy for people outside of it to just go, well, why don't you go and get him? But I suppose you've got to be a little bit more savvy and a little bit more distant from some of the emotion of just going, let's go and break the bank.
There's a lot more into it, to be honest with you. Like I said, I wasn't after a younger centre forward, to be honest. I wanted somebody more experienced, more know-how, because we've been filtering around mid-table, top half of League One this season. The boys have been doing tremendous, and it's very difficult, as I said in the fans forum last night, it's very difficult then now to go and put players in your team to improve it, because the budget of players in the top 10 of this division and top 6 are way out of our league. So we have to be inventive, and like I said, with the Matty Taylor deal, a little bit patient at times.
And looking ahead then, like you said, you've got a really big fixture programme coming up as well, and I suppose that is where everybody is going to be needed, just like you did last year when you had the whole squad to call on. You're going to need that again, aren't you, for a pretty tough period?
Yeah, we are, but massive belief in the whole squad. Preparation's always key, and the preparation, the work that the boys get is always very good with my talented staff that I've got. So yeah, we're looking forward to this. It's 7 games this month, hell of a challenge, but we're looking forward to it.
We've seen people talk about the Premier League think that they play too many games and everything. For an EFL manager, it's par for the course for you, isn't it? You sometimes you do have a 7-game month, don't you?
Just get on with it. I don't really get the moaning when your Premier League squads with massive squads and whatnot. I don't really understand that, to be honest. They've got development squads, massive 60, 70 professional squad. So, whereas obviously further down the pyramid, it's a lot more difficult with a load more games. But we enjoy it. The lads will tell you that they love playing games. They prefer the games to the training. They like to be out there performing.
How do you kind of schedule everything so everybody is reaching their peak on match day when you've got so many in very short space of time?
Yeah, we've got obviously coaching team that go on about. We watch the data, making sure we hit the right numbers in training, the high speed running. We try and limit as many muscle injuries as we possibly can. Can't do anything about the contact injuries, and making sure we're keeping a close eye on load. And I was saying it yesterday, our pitch is very taxing, holds the water. So we have to make sure that we get as many bodies available for selection as we possibly can, and my team behind that do very well to do that.
I just wanted to mention about the pitch actually. From your point of view, how are you managing that as a management team and as a squad to deal with that?
We don't use it as excuse. We don't have excuses, and I'll give myself a slap when sometimes I do use an excuse, because we don't want excuses. It is what it is. Players have to respond, and they do respond, and we just get on with it. We get on with it, and we keep trying to improve all areas of the football club as well as the pitch.
I know Dave talked about last night. It might not be this year. It might not be next year as well. Is patience a big part of this as well? Just having to try and, like we've talked about before, getting the football club to catch up with what you've done on the pitch at this moment.
Yeah, but I say it week in, week out, what the owners have done for this football club is immense, and everybody's got the answer, haven't they? But everybody's got an answer on deadline day. We should be doing this, we should be doing that, we should be putting. We do things very sensible as a club, and we want to continue to do that, but grow all areas of the football club. And the family do great for how much money they've already put into the club, but also they do great in the improvements that we've had at the football club. So there has to be patience at times. But we live in a world where everybody wants it now, and if they don't, they have a little whinge about it. But we know where we're heading, we're confident of where we're going, and we keep trying to move forward with it.
You have to be quite single-minded as a management team, as a staff then, to know that this is the right path that you're on.
Yeah, we just believe in what we do. We listen. Coming up to my second 2 years in charge, we've come an awful long way in that period of time. The club's unrecognisable from when I first came in, unrecognisable, and so many departments have improved. We were talking last night about the academy. The academy in the last 12 months, 18 months, it's been an outstanding uplift. That's down to Will Ryder and his team. There's all areas of this football club that's improved. So we know there's more to do, and I keep stressing there is more to do, but it'd be boring if we all already had everything, and you wouldn't have any questions to ask me then, Phil, would you, to be honest with you? So it would be boring if we was at a club where it's got absolutely everything. We know there's areas we need to improve, and we'll do them if and when comes the right time with finances to be in place.
That's why we keep coming back week after week just to speak to you.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
One last thing, just wanted to mention Jamie Proctor came back last week. We've been on the bench the week before that now. How big a difference can he make to you between now and the end of the season?
Great boost to the squad, great lad in the changing rooms. Had a real tough week on the training pitches. Jamie would have done him the world of good, and we keep getting his training minutes up to make sure that he has as strong a second half of the season as he possibly can. But it's great to have him back. He's feeling really positive in his work. He's feeling really in a good place, so hopefully that continues.
Darrell, first season at Vale, you had to keep the club up. Second season, you got promoted. Now it's a sort of different type of target than just establishing yourselves in League One. So is that harder to motivate the players for?
No, because we have a group that's highly motivated, and we have a high expectation, myself and the coaching staff. So they have to hit those expectations. We don't try and be unrealistic with that. The boys have shown in the majority of games this season they can compete with the best teams at this level, and we have to keep improving. It's pretty consistent of how we work and how we keep doing that, but the demands on the players will always be high, because not just for obviously the football club. I want players to play at the maximum and reach the maximum level they can as professionals. I want them to hit that, and by hitting that, living their lives right as a professional, training every day, eating right, sleeping right, doing everything they possibly can, and investing in themselves to be top players. Because I don't want anybody standing still at this football club, and it's a question I use very often is that I don't want people comfy. If you sat here in a football club and you're feeling comfy, watch your back. It'll always be the message, because you can't have that, and we won't have that.
And you feel you've been getting that from your players so far to get up to 13th. You know, they haven't been standing still.
But we want more.
Yeah,
we want more. We want a lot more, because we need a lot more if we're ever going to contemplate trying to get out this level. So that's what they need to do, and that's what we need to be growing to. We have to be working hard on recruitment. We have to be working hard on the training pitch. We have to be working hard as staff. All the fine lines that it takes to win football matches, and managers go on about the fine lines all the time. We have to be narrowing all those fine lines down, and there's a lot of lines to do that, a lot of lines. So we have to keep driving that.
Just tell me about James Plant and Tommy McDermott going out on loan this week. What will they get out of that, do you think?
Yeah, brilliant. Men's football, I said it at the fans forum last night, my ideal thing is they go and get 6-7 games of men's football. It's Tommy McDermott's first men's football. To get both players in the same team is a huge boost. To get both players in the same team, where I know the manager very well, used to be my assistant at Walsall, is massive, because I get feeding back and I get the information back, and they did very well on their debut, and they've got to keep at that, and then hopefully, you know, maybe there's an opportunity in the first team coming back end of the season if they carry on with the levels that they've shown through this season.
In terms of looking forward, Darrell, are you already looking at players you could bring in the summer? Is that entirely the recruitment team? Would you do that together?
No, always meetings continuously through the week on recruitment team working hard. My boss David Flitcroft working very hard to negotiate contracts with players that we want to keep on with their agents. So we keep the football side separate to the business side when it regarding contracts and agents and whatnot. So there's loads of work being done always at the football club, because we have to try and get ahead of ourselves, and we have to try. And this is why people get a little bit frustrated. We have to try and get the best possible player for the best possible price. Okay, and you know, you might miss out on your first 6 or 7. You might just do that, but you still doesn't stop you trying to get the best that we possibly can, and that's what we'll continue to work at.
How much does it help you having Flickers, Tommy Johnson, and that recruitment side? I don't know what you had at your previous clubs, but as a manager, how much does that take some of the load off you?
Yeah, it's huge. I think the proof's in the pudding. It's make or break on recruitment, isn't it, for managers? For managers that come in, and I said this to Carol yesterday, she doesn't I think she still tries to get her head around it. You may as well burn 25% of your playing budget. That's if you're a successful manager, because the world's best managers don't always get the recruitment right. It's nigh on impossible. So, but if you get 75% of your recruitment right, which we can say a promotion, holding our own in League One, it's been a huge success so far. But the hardest now is to try and go that extra way, and sometimes that takes a bit of patience and times, and getting certain players that are going to develop into very good players as well, get the mixture of the squad right, the age, the balance, all those things go into the mix that we work hard on.